Assalamualaikum and good afternoon, and see you again in our course. Today, our lecture will focus on part number 2, talking about consumer behavior in a service context. So, this is marketing and selling financial services course. So, when we talk about selling or we talk about marketing, our central or our main focus right now, we will talk about customer. So to attract the customer and to know how they behave, in order for us to get more sales, more leads that comes toward and having interest in our products is very much important for us. Okay, so shall we start? And hopefully you can lay back and relax, listen to this lecture. Okay, hopefully it will take around maybe 1.5 hours to finish all this part or this topic. Okay, so first of all, I would like to remind to every one of us regarding on the pandemic, COVID-19. Okay, hopefully everyone can taking care of yourself. Okay, please make sure we already noticed some of our places, especially in Selangor, Kuala Lumpur, and also Putrajaya was closed a bit by the implementation of conditional movement control order. So we pray for Allah to put those disease, sickness away from us, okay, away from our friends, our relative, inshallah. Okay, so when talking about this part, actually we are also the one who consume service. Okay, I'm also the service consumer, and also all of you as a service consumer as well. Okay, so we facing the same situation, the same thing every day in our life. So talking about the way how we react, the way how we respond to the marketing effort done by the institution, by the businesses, is a very important information for them to know how good their offer and how good their action plan to ensure all their offering accepted by the market. Okay, if you are a business owner or you are a service provider, to know about our consumer behavior is at most important for us. It's a central focus. Is a main part when come to determine how many profit you want to earn, how much revenue you want to have. Your consumer is the number one consideration. Okay, so before we start, there are a few things that I want to you know about the process, the stages. Actually, different books, even they are from the same author, even I just calling here different school of thought, will present the process into different kind of models. But actually, it's talking about the same thing. But either it's more simpler, or more complex. Okay, it's up to the way how they want to interpret all those model to us. Okay, to make us know how this process done on our part as a consumer. Okay, so in front of you we have the we call it the summary for the process, which is we have three part. The pre-purchase stage, which is before you attempt to purchase any kind of services, or and then after that the service encounter stage, okay, during the experiencing moment when you having your service, when you attempt to get the service, okay, this is the stage where you experience, because when come to buying goods is different compared to how do you experience the service. Okay, why? Because when before you bought anything, you can touch, you can feel. For example, when you have interest to buy a watch, a digital watch or whatsoever, okay. First of all, you must think how it should like. Okay, for example, I taking this watch. Okay, what brand and how this brand convey tell itself, okay, how what kind of style it's bring to my daily, my life, how it changed my appearance, the image. But to consume service is quite difficult to express. It's a very different uh, way to say this service is good for you unless you experience the process. Okay. After you experience, you will talk about how good that service to you. Okay, in the post encounter stage. So it's a bit very little bit different. It can give a very huge impact compared to how you get the goods or your products. Okay. Okay, the pre-purchase stage. All right. What happened in this stage? Okay. This is the stage where you seek for solutions, you find or look for something that can solve your problem. Okay. Why? Every single moment when you find you need for something, there must be something you want to deal with. Okay. If you're hungry, why you looking for food? Because you are hungry. Why you looking for a drink? Because you get thirst. Why you looking for a pen? Because you want to write. For example, that example, you want to solve something, that's why you looking for something. Okay, but to evaluate between options available in the market also happen in the pre-purchase stage. Okay, the evaluation process, comparison, interpret from one offer to another offer. Okay, this is part where you dealing before you attempt to buy. Okay, third, uncertainty about the outcomes. Okay, you didn't know, you didn't expect what happened next. Before you attempt any kind of services, you did not aware what are the consequences consuming such services, consuming these services. You are not sure. So how to especially back to the marketer itself, they must strategize the action, how to reduce the perceived risk, okay? how to minimize to make sure the prospective client or your customer, we talk right here, and feeling convinced, pleasant, to get through the process. Okay, when talking about the service, we talk about a process. Okay, because it needs you to go one stage to another stage and another stage. Okay, so give me a second. I guess some interruption here. All right, there's a third thing happen in a pre-purchase stage. Okay. Fourth, what kind of strategy you want to reduce? That I already talked about that. Okay. What kind of strategy to reduce such risk? Okay, facing by the client or your consumer. Okay, and then when you attempt or trying to persuade people to buy your product, to consume your services, it must be something that align along with the preferences and whatever preferred by the customer. Okay, so knowing what they expect. Okay, what happen if they consume? What are the consequences of experiencing such services? They must know, and we must project what happened. Okay, component of customer expectation and making a service purchase decision. So it's very, very crucial to make sure all the strategy draft should congruent with the preferences, the expectation of your potential customer. Okay, so next. Okay, how do you get the intention to buy something, or the desire to know more about a product, about a service, because you have something in yourself telling that you have to solve certain matters, certain problems that you face. Okay, it was triggered by the arousal inside inside the consumer. Okay, so triggers of need sometimes comes from your unconscious mind. Okay, maybe because of your personality, your aspiration. Okay, what I have already mentioned, like hunger, you're feeling hungry, it's about your physical condition. Or it can be something that was done by others. Someone is approaching you, persuading, telling you about a product, personally touch on feeling. Maybe you have certain problem. For example, I want to talk about it here. You want to solve about weight management, for example. Okay, quite sensitive, right? Yeah, quite sensitive, but it's okay. Telling that sometime when a service provider trying to cope with the situation that this potential customer facing currently facing, they try to put any natural, or we call it as a current element inside their method or the message. Okay, so because of their effort, because of their activities, make us the one who have the interest to experience or to buy their service. Okay, consumer are then motivated to find a solution for their need. Okay, as an example, talking about other things, for example, if you walk in a mall, okay, having walk with family, sometimes you get through a line of a restaurant. Okay, they will call you, ask you, good afternoon, sir. Why not having lunch with us? Okay, how many of you? Oh, okay. You bring your kids. We have meals for kids. Very special. We giving toys along. So at first glance, that wasn't important for you, but when they putting some messages that triggered you to buy or to have interest to know more what kind of meals or food they offer. Okay, so there is a purpose, as we as marketer must know and must do to get more client or more consumer to comes in. Okay, so from that arousal of needs, okay, maybe talking back about weight management. Okay, do you facing any, we call it fatigue, feeling tired easily, sleepy, even you are not reaching evening yet, but is you have already feeling exhausted? Or okay, I felt what you have said. um how do I solve that problem? So when giving such response, a provider should creatively respond back giving them, giving this potential customer with the information. You need to know how to deal. We will talk later. Uh, how to customize the message in order to close the sale. Okay, so sometime, okay, you have already decided. Okay, you have already set of information. Okay, for your solving the problem. Okay, to solve a problem, you have already a set. You have already the targeted places. Okay, we call it as a ebook set. Okay, you have considered it. Consider it as the preferred place you want to go if you facing this kind of situation. Okay, so if not, you need to go through the process where you need to looking for information, evaluating, ranking by the priorities. Which one the more more priority compared to others one. Okay, so need to be evaluated before final decision made. Okay, all right. During the process of evaluating, okay, you want to compare from one offer to another offer. Sometimes involve certain important parts or components. Okay, so we talk here about the attributes that you need to put into your consideration. Okay, when talking about buying a food, okay, you're looking what kind of food. Yeah. Maybe in terms of the cuisine, type of cuisine offered by certain restaurant. Okay, today I want to have Korean cuisine, for example. Okay, so in a place for Kuala Kangsar, for example, okay, you will think about which place offer Korean food. Okay, and then maybe you have option more than one. You try to compare based on your budget as well. Okay, sometime, okay, you need to evaluate from other perspective. Okay, the way how this service delivered to the customer. Okay, the more clear, the more we call it as in term of clear, no hidden, no, we call it as no behind the scene, okay, process. Okay, if you know, okay, the more clear the views, the more confident you are. Okay, then we talk about the credit attributes. Okay, how about the experience attribute? Why I put it last? Okay, sometimes talking about the experience, you need to go through before you evaluate. Okay, so it's quite and very difficult to measure, to know before having or consuming such services. Okay, so that's why when talking about the goods, it's very difficult. It's very tough. Okay, to convince people to have or to experience the offer. Okay, all right. Okay, this is the graphic show uh, how well to compare, okay? Because when we talk about service, service needs something that help or assist to materialize, okay? As you look just in front of you right now, okay? It show you how level in term from the easy to evaluate up to difficult to evaluate. Okay, as you can see, what I already told you in the previous slide, saying in 3 attributes. Okay, the search attributes, the experience attributes, and the gradient attributes. Okay, so something that can give us the opportunity to touch, to sense, it's easier or it more easier for us to evaluate. Okay, compare to something involve both things. Okay, the services and the goods. Okay, you can evaluate from the physical itself, the appearance of a environment, the setup of the outlet might give you a part or just little bit regarding on how this service actually giving you. Okay, as an example given there, restaurant means, okay, as far as you're concerned, okay, looking at that restaurant, it's cleaner, is tidy, in terms of tidiness, it's okay. I think hopefully the food okay, but you cannot tell absolutely good because you didn't experience yet. Okay, until you walk in and you make an order and having your lunch or your dinner or your supper, whatever, then you will tell this is good food or this is very worst food ever. Okay, there's as an example right here. Okay, so sometimes we cannot saying that. That's why right now, if you see the market, if you go to the market, okay, repairing phone, even a repairing phone, okay, they come up with a strategy where they repair your phone just in front of you. Why? To give you confidence, to attract you, to know what happened on your possession. Okay, this is your phone. Okay, this is your problem. The screen should be replaced. And then, okay, this is a new one. This is AA grade. Okay, you see here. Okay, this the screen, which is not the original one, but the quality something near to original. Okay, if you do you want? Are you sure to change? Yes, I'm sure. Okay, I put here. Okay, so you can see the in term quality is not just same like the original, but still can use. Compared to the other one, okay, your phone done. How do you know my screen was replaced with the new one, with the good grade one, or with actually it doesn't reflect to what you know at first. Actually, it was displayed with others by others phone. Compare to this one, the first one. So that one difficult to evaluate. Okay. All right. Let's go to the next. Okay, this is a risk that you might face or you might perceive if you are consuming services. First, in terms of functional. Mean here, if you go to barber, you want to have haircut, it's not going to what you expect. Okay, you want to cut like for example, like an artist, when the outcome it become wasn't, I didn't know, you didn't expect that. Okay, so in terms of functional, in terms of financial, okay, you expect the service should be a service where 100 worth service. But after you attending the service, you experience the process, it just not worth even 10 ringgit. How do you get that? Okay, the monetary loss, unexpected extra cost. Okay, temporal. Okay, wasting your time. Okay, so sometimes it shouldn't be conducted long time, but unexpectedly happen. That's what temporal or physical. Having haircut and your ears got cut, got injured. Maybe cutting too fast, and maybe the barber not well trained, and you got injured. So that physical risk or psychological risk. Okay, psychological risk, the fears, the negative emotion. You go to theme park. Okay, and you go for a tower ride. You just go up and then they fall down, suddenly fall down, together with a very scary sound. So how do you feel after that? You might not be the one who want to come again because you are so scary. You are frightened by that sound. Okay, that's psychological. And how about the social risk? Okay, sometimes you go to the reflexology, or we call it as a massage center. You ask the massage, you having pain in your foot. Okay, you ask him to massage for you. Ask him, man, go ask him. But normally people, why that guy come up from that massage center? What he's doing? So having such interpretation might affect someone's social condition. Another one is about talking about your senses. Okay, your senses. Sometimes you might got not injured, but not feeling pleasant, not feeling comfortable. Related maybe you having unpleasant taste. Maybe you feel numb on your tongue, or you didn't hear well because maybe sound or process require put very high dense, we call it sound, we call it what, decibel, high frequency sound, so it might hurt your senses. Okay, all right, this is the risk that you may perceive when you consume service. Okay, how might consumers handle this risk? Okay, as we as a consumer, okay, how we reduce the possibility having such risk that I have mentioned in the previous slide. We are looking for more information, asking ask the expert who have the experience. Ask your friends. Okay, compare service offering and search for independent review. Not review done by someone who have relation with the provider. Okay, relying on a firm with a good reputation. Okay, looking for report. You maybe monitor, observe their performance. Okay, looking for guarantee. If I have done this, what kind of guarantees that you giving to me? Maybe 30 days money back guarantee. We assure that you will be treated well. If not, we will have some remedies. Okay, that's the way to ease or to reduce, to minimize the unpleasant or uncomfortable feeling. Okay, visiting service facility or going for trial before purchase and examining tangible cues or other physical evidence. Okay, you go to the outlet, to the service center, to the place where you will have to experience and looking for surrounding first before you attempt and walk in and ask for the service. Asking knowledgeable employee about competing services. Maybe you ask them about how about the product. That's why when selling a service, you need to know your competitors' offer, your competitors' weaknesses, which is you can become an advantage. Okay, for us as a seller or a marketer to express or to explain to your customer. Okay. That one from the perspective or view of consumer. Right now, it's a strategy where you as a marketer can offer. Okay, the free trial, advertise, okay, helping them to visualize because service something that intangible. You cannot see, you cannot touch, you cannot taste. Okay, so display credential if possible. Okay, if possible, it's not all the process can be exposed or disclosed, but if you can do that, it can help you to build your potential consumers confidence. Use evidence management. That's why when come to service, okay, um, presenting or the presentation is at most important. Okay, to give the very good or very pleasant environment to uh, to attract people to come in. Okay, offer guarantees, encourage visit to this facility, and give customer online access. That's why today I just bought a breakfast using the deliveries services. Okay, they offer the information. They give the information where my food located. Okay, on the rider, on the facility, preparing and delivered. Okay, thank you. That's it. And this is the way how to get user in touch with the service provider. Okay, so understanding customers' service expectation. Okay, customer evaluate service quality by comparing what they expect against what they receive. Okay, for sure you expect for something, you project what kind of outcome you want to have. Okay, the expectation of good service vary from one business to another and differently positioned service provider in the same industry and different interpretation. Okay, when you're dealing with human, every single human having different kind of expectation. Okay, that's why some people said we cannot satisfy most, but not living list. Call it as not left anything behind, but not thinking of giving to the fullest. Okay, so you need to consider that expectation change over time. Even a second, in a second you can change your expectation. Okay, that's your expectation on me also different from one time to another. Okay. Right. Factors uh, influencing customer expectation of service. Okay. What we expect, what we looking for, that was the desired level, the highest level. Okay. What are the minimal, the basic? For example, when you went to go to a restaurant, what you expect serve, you will be served with food and drinks, okay, because it is a restaurant. The level of service provided, how good that service delivered to you, okay, it might be different. Okay, it might be varied from one to another. Okay, that's what we call here. If you go to very luxurious restaurant, you must expect something related to goods, personal service. Okay, you will be attacked in person, one by one. Okay, but if that can happen in a normal restaurant, for sure not, because the price. That's another thing that should be considered. Okay, the price, the image, the location, the group, right? Okay. What are the desired level, which is wish for level of service quality that customer believe can and should be delivered. Okay. Sometimes it's not come to what you expect. You might accept whatever whatever you have, as long as not going below than adequate level. Yeah. We call it as a zone of tolerance. Okay, zone of tolerance. The minimum, we call it as the lowest or the basic consideration. We call it as an adequate level. Okay. The predicted service level means the service level that customer believe firm will actually deliver. Okay, you go to the normal restaurant, okay, paying for a plate of fried noodles, okay, this is around 5 ringgit price. When you go to some place which offer you experience the very pleasant sounds of song played, you expect to pay for the same menu, not same taste, same menu, for maybe 10 ringgit. Okay, that's what you predict. Okay, all right, the purchase decision. Okay, after you have done from the part of consumer, after you have evaluated all the alternative of the option available, then you decide the purchase. Okay, after the process of evaluation. Okay, it can be simple if perceived risks are low and alternatives are clear. Okay, if not, having a trade-off mean from one option to another option, giving very huge impact, it will become more complex. Okay, after making a decision, okay, we as consumer will move into another stage called service encounter stage. All right, we come to the next stage. Okay, this is the stage where a person come to experience the process. Okay, either from the high or to low contact kind of service. Okay, we will talk what kind of high contact, what kind of low contact. Understanding the subduction system. What subduction mean? Service production system. It's a system where we use for service production in the short form called subduction. Okay, and we will talk about the tether as a metaphor. Okay, we treat theta as a situation where service happen. Okay, how the integration between the service facility, the person played as an actor inside, and what are the roles played by each actor is the main issue or the main discussion in this stage. Okay, all right. In this stage, where a customer interact directly with a provider. Interact directly doesn't mean it must be we call it as a face-to-face. It can be non-face-to-face, but it's go concurrently. Okay, and the client, the customer, when at time of service, they must be a provider ready to entertain, to receive the orders. Okay, so model and framework. Okay, we have here talking about the moment of truth. Okay, that's why when talk at the earlier part, okay, when you attempt someone and persuade someone having a few experience consume our service, you need to know what happened in his situation. Okay, so first, second, we talk about the high or low contact model. Okay, the subduction already stated first, and the theta metaphor staging. The we call it as the performance done. Okay, can be visualized by using theta situation or theta scenario. Okay, this is what Richard Norman said. Okay, we could say that the perceived quality is realized at the moment of truth. Okay, Richard said, okay, when attempting service, there's a point where you develop or build the experience. When the service provider and the service customer confront one another, okay, this is the first condition should be met when you want to provide a service. Okay, the first condition is the provider and the customer should be at same place. Okay, mean it must be ready. Okay, at that moment they are very much on their own. Okay, rely on the skill, back to the motivation of the both party. Okay, motivation of the seller and motivation of the customer, and the tools employed by the firm representative. The way, the method that you have, you try to utilize and attract the consumer or the customer. Okay, by the firm representative and the expectation and behavior of the client, which together will create the service delivery process. Okay, they must come together. Okay, can be one part or another party. And this together, okay, face to face. I mean here face to face here. The both parties involved should be ready at that moment. That's why we call it as a moment of truth. Okay, before that you can evaluate. After that, it should be a time first. Okay, all right. Okay, this is the we call it as a plot where we categorize which kind of services are low contact, which kind of services are high contact. Okay, high contact when talking about someone directly affect experience giving the service, okay, and can sometimes may give you possibility having high physical risk. We call it as a high contact model. Okay, high contact kind of service. Low contact, okay, low contact mean the provider might remotely provide the service. Okay, for example, having cable TV facility. Okay, there's no one of representative available in your house to make sure your access to the cable TV available. But the system is there, the electricity provided, and you have the account, you have the access, then you can have the views on the cable TV. Okay, all right. That was low contact kind of service. Okay, but both systems should be ready. Okay, the receive and the sender should have at once. That's why we call it as a moment of truth. Okay, high contact, the customer visits service facility or they come to you and having providing service directly affect your condition or your process. If low contact, maybe I have a bit, but sometimes I'm not. Okay, are usually facilitated by the technologies. Okay, this is a virtual system. Okay, all right. Normally, we can see this kind of situation. We can take financial institution. Okay, banking institution. Normally, we can visualize the model itself, how the process done. Okay, you can see there are two parts, the operation part and the delivery part. Okay, so facilitated by the middle person there, the inanimate environment, the contact personnel, okay, the front stage, which is available or visible to us to show or to views. Okay, inanimate environment means supportive physical evidence which convince this institution or this provider providing you this kind of service. That's why when you went to bank, okay, there's a lot of information attached on the wall telling you about the product, convincing you about how to deal with the dispute. Okay, what the deals for today. Okay, that was something that convincing or giving you extra in terms of experiencing the process. Queuing management system also help you to have good experience. Okay, another one. Okay, I don't want to talk here because I already telling you. Okay, the theater. Okay, all the world's a stage. Okay, Shakespeare said, okay, world is a stage where all men and women is a players. Okay, they have their exit and their entrance, and each man in his time plays many parts. having many roles. Okay, different role we play. Right now, I'm play role as a lecturer. In a meantime, I'm also a father. I'm also a friend. I'm also a person. I like to having a vacation, whatever. Okay, so we have different roles. Play at different situation. Okay, this is how to interpret the metaphor, the theatrical metaphor, the civil facility, the physical evidence, okay, the stage, the decoration, the angles provided for you to view. That's a civil facility. The personnel is the man that involved. Okay, what the roles played by this men or women. It also very important. That's why when you want to talk selling financial product, you must talk how the way you talk, what kind of sentence we call it, the message you want to convey is a script. Okay, script, the action, how it should be done. Okay, that's what a script. You must be in line with the organization. Okay, the implication of customer participation in the service delivery, greater need for information or training, help customer to perform well, get desired result. Okay, customers should be given a realistic service preview in advance. Okay, showing the real situation. Why? This is the way how to be confident, convince them to have this service to solve their problem. Okay, so what next? Okay, what's next is the post-encounter stage. After you have experienced the service, okay, what happened to you? Okay, evaluation of service performance and your future intention. All right, this is what you develop. Okay, satisfaction. Okay, in more simple word, if you get something more than what you have expect, do you feel happy or even more? Sure, more. Okay, you feel delighted, because you get more than what you expect. Okay, if you get something that you expect, okay, what I trying to solve? For example, you feel hungry. Okay, you feel hungry and you crave for chicken rice. Then you go to chicken rice shop. Not maybe your preferred place, not chicken rice shop as the outlet there. You go to that outlet and having your meal, and you're hungry gone, and you feel satisfied, you feel comfortable. Then you call it as a confirmation, mean the expectation same with your what you have perceived. What happened if other way around happen? Right now, talking about you not meet your expectation. Okay, your expectation, maybe feeling your hunger, your hunger go away. But this situation, your experience not giving you such kind of satisfaction. you still feel hungry, food not so delicious, you are not satisfied, you are not feeling comfortable. This is what we call it, call it as negative disconfirmation. Okay, so we can give the first two, but as a business owner, provider should avoid the last one. Okay, it's not the easy task to avoid the negative disconfirmation, but learn from time to time may help you or may assist you to make sure you are not repeating the same mistake and always make improvement. Okay, when customer delight, research show that delight is a function of three components. Something happened unexpectedly, mean better. Okay, arousal, got surprise, more excitement, positive effect, got joy, happiness. Okay, strategic link exists between customer satisfaction and corporate performance. Okay, by creating more value for customer, increase satisfaction, the firm create more value for the owner. This is we call it as a chain reaction. When you got something good positively perceived by your customer, eventually your owner or the business also felt happy and delight on what they have. Okay, this is the sample of case, best practice in action, insurance company. The summary, it is the last part to summarize all the things regarding on the process. Actually, ourselves also have done this when encounter any kind of service. Okay, like slightly different compared to something related to goods. Okay, buying goods. As example, watch here. Okay, different compared to having or consuming service. Okay, hopefully you may get what I have telling you, and we will see you next time in the third part we call as a positioning services in the competitive market. See you. Thank you for your attention. Assalamualaikum. Bye bye.